In this video, I'm going to share with you a beautiful little story about how I was trying to change Lincoln. Instead, I kind of had the awareness a couple days later that I shouldn't have been trying to change Lincoln, and I actually should have been trying to change myself. And how we as parents can often get in the trap of trying to change our kids when we're the ones who get to change. It's all coming up and more in this video. Let's go. Whatever that was. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Ethan. I go by the Conscious Dad. I'm a single father to Lincoln, and to those returning to the channel and have watched my videos before, thank you so much for being here. If you're not subscribed yet, just make sure you hit that subscribe button because there's so many more videos like this and more videos that add value to your life that are coming out. Let's go. Funny story. I would always show up at Lincoln's day home 5 minutes till they close. So it'd be like 4:55. They close at 5. I'd show up like good, getting ready to pick Lincoln up and like take him back and kind of like being in this rush to get him out of there because they close at 5. I found myself getting upset with Lincoln because he wanted to take more than 5 minutes. Like, Lincoln loves his day home here. He absolutely loves it, and they're honestly so wonderful, and he could stay there for pretty much probably a week and not know that I was gone. When it comes time to go, it takes him a little bit longer to say goodbye. It takes him a little bit longer to get his stuff on because he just wants to stay and play. And he doesn't understand that we have to go and there's things that we have to do. And so, like I said, I'd always show up at 4:55, ready to go. Like, Lincoln, let's get out of here. He wouldn't listen to me. I'd be like, Lincoln, put your boots on, let's go. And he would just go and play. I'd be like, Lincoln, put your boots on, it's time to go. And I felt this immense amount of almost like anxiety and anxiousness of like having to get him out of there in 5 minutes. And so it usually always ended up in a kerfuffle and in me trying to lecture him about like how he's got to listen, how he's got to put his boots on, how we got to get out of there because there's things that we got to do. But he still never did it. And I kept on growing more and more and more and more frustrated with him. And soon I think there was one day where I kind of like a little like lashed out, just raised my voice a little bit. Like nothing like a yell, nothing crazy serious like I've done in the past and I used to do. It's kind of just like, Lincoln, I need you to listen to me, okay? I don't even like doing that. I honestly don't even like doing that because I'm trying to use my power to control and coerce him into acting a certain way. I reflected back on that and I was like, yo, instead of showing up 5 minutes and trying to force Lincoln to get out of there and put this pressure on him that he has to go and then yell at him or shame him or get annoyed with him for not listening to you, why don't you just show up 15 minutes early, which is something you probably should do anyways if you know that Lincoln loves it there. That way you can ease him out and be out of there at 5 with no anxiousness and no like, oh, you gotta go and panic. And then I was like, ah, shit, man. Again, here it is, me trying to change Lincoln. Me trying to control Lincoln and trying to manipulate and coerce him into acting a certain way or being a certain way or listening, when really it's my responsibility and could be my responsibility and responsibility for me to take to show up 15 minutes early. And there's a part of me that was a little, well, I don't want to do that. My day's already busy and I'm usually jam-packed, work to the last minute. And then I'm like, oh, really, E? Like, you look back in your day, how much time do you spend scrolling on social media? How much time do you spend distracted? How much time do you spend not doing the things that you say you want to do? How much time do you spend just Googling and watching YouTube videos? I spend a shit ton of time doing that stuff, which is just distraction. So it's like, yo, clean up that a little bit so that you can be done by 4:30 and there at 4:45. Like, why don't you just do that? Why don't you just tighten up your day? Oh, well, it's a lot easier to just try and change Lincoln than it is easier to change me, right? No. So I've been committed to showing up at 4:45 to ease Lincoln out of that situation. And I wanted to share this with you because so often we try as parents change our children in order to meet our lives. When in fact, it's like, no, we change ourselves. And that just happens with time because that is truly how we lead our children. Me leading my son into being a man. It's like, okay, Lincoln, like there was a time when I'd show up at 4:55 and I wanted to try and change you. And I'm sorry for trying to change you. And instead, I looked at how I can take responsibility over the situation because I'm the only one I can control. Not Lincoln, not anything other than that. I can only control me. So I started showing up at 4:45, making my day a little bit flow, a little bit better, a little bit more structured, and a little bit more focused. And that's what I chose to do because again, I can't change you, I can only change me. So whenever something happens and we're trying to control our children, we're trying to change our children for them to be a certain way, that's backwards thinking. We're never gonna be able to dial in the reins and enslave them to be that way. And if we do, what are we teaching them in life? We're teaching them to adhere to someone, to not be themselves, but be what we want them to be. That's against the belief that I believe in parenting, where I want Lincoln to be Lincoln. So how can I create an environment? How can I take as much responsibility for myself to create the environment that fosters his growth and his discovery of himself? Which is everything I want Lincoln to be doing, I must be doing for me. That's where it starts. We as the parents can change. We can't change our children, but we can influence our children through our behavior, through our environment, through what we are doing and who we are being. Boom! Boom! Thanks guys for watching. If you found value in this video, I ask that you subscribe because it helps me out, it helps Lincoln out, it helps us out in what we're trying to do and what we're trying to create, the movement that we are starting and the community we want to build. So like, comment. Is there anything that resonated with you throughout this video? Is there anything that you were like, oh, I can relate to that, or I can relate to this, or something that came up for you? Or do you agree or do you disagree? I'd love to know in the comments down below. Just shoot that below. And so much love, guys. Until the next video, can't wait for it. Peace. Good blessings. Good blessings. Let's go. Boom. It's my new breathing technique, the wishy-washy. What was that sound? That was wild.